Mike, I'm doing great
Here
and
we
doing
are. We're
great.
now live. How about that?
Hey,
So I tell you, it's great to have you here, and we certainly want to welcome everybody to Barbecue Champs Academy. We was a little late getting everything out today. I've been doing a lot of filming the last 2 days, so we wanted to at least try to get something. And I called John at the last minute, and I said, "Hey, brother, can you meet me on here?" So
it's always good to come on the show. We love this show and always have great guests, real informative, and man, I tell you what, it's one of the best ones out there. We plug it every chance we get over at Arcasippy Smoke Live, so
yeah,
we
we do. And
appreciate
man,
it.
I tell you what, buddy, y'all have got that baby rolling over there. So
We've been blessed. We had a lot of good support, and it makes all the difference in the world. Just like you, I
yeah.
mean, you've got people that's got behind you, and
Oh yeah,
it makes a
yeah,
difference. It
yeah,
sure does.
yeah.
We're glad to be here.
We got a lot of people popping on. As you pop on, let us know. We want to really give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Big Extreme Barbecue, Mr. Danny. Papa Joe's Grilling Supply, man, they carry about every deadgum thing. I know it's a big supporter of the SCA as well. Certainly want to thank them for being on. B&B Charcoal, they're slowly getting their inventory built back up. I've actually been on now a couple times to Academy, and I can actually get some of my stuff. Brian Crawford, Mr. Brian Crawford himself, Lone Star Barbecue Pro Shop. I know he's carrying
Right.
your stuff now. He is carrying just about everything that we have. He's also got some amazing product. His pit spritz and his rubs and stuff like that are phenomenal. And if you haven't had a chance, John, to try his season, oh man, you need to do so. That stuff won best
Man,
rub
I've
on the
heard
planet.
that. One of the best rubs on the planet, from what
It's
I hear,
yeah,
and it's
American Royal
yeah,
Champion.
American Royal
Yep,
Champion.
Mr. Craig Sherry, Texas Pepper Jelly. We certainly do appreciate them. Not only the support they do and being a cook, but man, he keeps me supplied with a lot of stuff, and I couldn't do a lot of it without him. Uh,
Right.
David at Gunner Wellheim Knives, man, I tell you what, I put those knives to a test this week. I trimmed 5 untrimmed briskets that had an inch and a half fat on the bottom, and it had fat on the meat side. I've never seen one that was untrimmed. And I sharpened up that chef knife, and I went through 5 briskets before that knife finally started losing its edge. And I'm telling you, I was whacking some fat. But those knives hold an edge like I have never seen. So,
Right.
and then also we got Kale with Barbecue News Magazine. We had him on last week. That was a great guy, and we're glad to be able to help them out, and they help us out. We're going to work together.
For
So,
guys that people that didn't get to see that copy of that magazine with an SCA stake on the front, I
yeah,
thought that was a neat articles and a neat
yeah,
deal. That they really do a good job at Barbecue News, and
yeah, they
of
really
course,
do. That is a
all of
great
the
magazine.
sponsors of this show, man, you can't say they're just top notch.
They
Every
are.
one of them, and
They are.
so
They are. And we certainly got to give a shout out to that man right there, Arcasippy Smoke Live on Monday night at 7:30 Central Time. I've caught every one of them except last night. I was just in the
I
middle
sure
of filming,
appreciate it.
and I'm going to have to go back and catch it. But as you come in, let us know. I see a lot of folks that are already popping on. Let's see. There's Mr. Scott. Scott, yeah, you just saw him. We drug John off of one right over to another, so we're working him double time. But you know what? John's a trooper, man. I
Oh
tell you
yeah,
what, whatever it takes,
whatever it takes.
he is definitely. There's Caitlin. It's good to see
Good
you.
to see you, Caitlin.
John is
John
on here.
Ardino.
There's Jim. There's Ronald. Um, there's Brandon. And I tell you what,
Brendan's a
hello there,
great
Brandon.
guy.
Yeah, love John's class. I tell you, hey, look who else is on here.
Matt
Hey,
Overson.
Matt Overson,
Hey,
dadgum,
Matt.
I already sent your butt a link, man, and get you on here as well. We can have a three-way call on this thing at the same time.
We
So,
was just talking about Matt. I mentioned him over on the other show, and uh, he we was talking about some of the points chase things, and man, when Matt was on your show here a few weeks ago, he brought up some really good points. I thought it was really
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, really did. Look who else on here.
Mr.
Hey,
Hottie Toddy
Mr. Hottie
himself.
Toddy himself. That's the guy I need to get on here
I'm gonna
next.
tell you something,
So,
buddy.
that guy right there is first class
Your
all the
show will
way.
never be the same if you let him on. I promise you. There
We
goes the
got folks.
neighborhood.
Yeah, we got folks still steadily coming on. There's Jake. There's Dave. Just
Jake,
let
good to
us know
see you,
you're
brother.
here. We got
Dave,
Jason on. Got Craig on here. Got Glenn.
hey Glenn.
I don't think Glenn's hardly ever missed too many shows. But I tell you what, it's been great, and we're blessed to have you, John, on here. We do appreciate you and everything that you've done for Barbecue Champs Academy to help get our word out on the SCA side, as well as Matt and Terry and Shauna. and Alan. I mean, just you guys are just a special part of our group of world champions that we have. And
Well, it's an honor to be named with that group, and the thing about it is when we put the Barbecue Champs name out, where it's on our show or whether we go somewhere, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, if you've ever had a bottle of my rub or seasoning,
there
you
it
can
is.
read that right there.
Yep.
Online Classic Barbecue Champs. But that, to me, that helps Matt Overson. That helps Mike Steele, Terry Roan, Robbie Royal. Everybody it's involved in Barbecue Champs. A special group of guys, and we love them all. And anything we can do for them, I'm going to do it. And for you, my friend, it's just been a good thing and a godsend to us. And so we're honored to be on here tonight with you. I guarantee you.
Yeah, well, it's been about 12 weeks or so since we started this thing in July, the first week of July, and I about done went through everybody, and I was like, yeah, it's a good time. This won't be our official. We'll definitely do it again. And I just enjoy it. I really do. I mean, thank goodness the barbecue competition stuff has finally started up on our side. We have just been dying to go cook. You state guys, we've been jealous, man. Y'all been rolling all year long, and we're just like, what the heck, man? How come we can't get something opened up? So
I'm going to tell you, SCA's done a wonderful job with kind of getting everything settled in here where it's not COVID proof, but it's, very, very clean, sanitized, socially distanced. They came out with some really good rules and just done a great job. You know, so.
Yeah,
happy about that.
All right, so I tell you, who's going to start? We got some questions coming your way. What model Hasty Bake does John run for SCA? Well, there we go.
Well, any model Hasty Bake's going to be good. Going to give you an advantage. It don't matter what it is. You see my hat right there.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, and we love Hasty Bake, but I love all grills. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. Love them all, but Hasty Bake is just what we cook on. We think it gives us an advantage. I cook on my favorite grill that's ever been created is a Hasty Bake Ranger, and I love that grill. Of course, you got to have a stand with it, but it's pretty good size. It's about the size of a PK 360, maybe. I would say maybe a little bit smaller, but that Ranger just purrs like a kitten, and there's just no guesswork in it. I've got a stainless steel Ranger. It's got the chain handle where you can lift up and down on the firebox. The fire pan comes up and down. I've just purchased a brand new Suburban, which is a Ranger, which is just about 2 inches wider, whatever, than a Ranger on its own stand. So it looks like a Legacy. It looks like one of their bigger units, except it's basically the size of a Ranger. Right. That thing's coming out of its season and ready to come out swinging this weekend. So I'll have it out there. I'll be cooking Friday night in Marion, Arkansas. If you're there, come over and look at the new grill. And then I've got a wedding on Saturday I've got to go to. Came at the wrong time, but anyway, I've got to go do it and be a part of it with most people know I'm a musician too, and I've promised this couple that I would play at their wedding it's been going on a year, so I've got to do it. And then Sunday, we're going to travel to Ozark, Missouri and cook a contest, or Springfield, cook pits and grills up there. So I'll have the new Hasty Bake there with me if you want to see the Suburban.
Okay. All right.
Love the Hasty Bake.
Is the Ranger the new one, or is that
no?
What is
the
that
new one is an HB 250
That's
Pro.
Right, the 250.
And it's the SCA steak cooker. It's a small, compact. It replaced the Hasty Bake portable grill.
Right.
It's more on a square stand.
Right.
And it's a great little cooker. It's small. You're going to cook, you can do a lot of things with it, but it's real similar. If you're used to seeing those Hasty Bake portables, it's real similar to the portable.
Okay.
But they've just refined it, made some. The Ranger is a bigger unit. Man, that thing cooks good. Cooks like a champ.
Yeah.
And just love it.
All right. So Pig Eye Barbecue, John, what type of grill did you use during your Barbecue Champ Academy video? I do know the answer to that one. So
that was a PK 360.
Yeah, PK 360.
And so we just. Well, I'm sorry, Mike, but we just.
if you let me answer this one. So if you Michael Underwood's asking, going to take a class this weekend, but definitely want to take a class with them cooking on a PK grill. So got to figure out which one. Well, as far as I can remember, everybody that's been here on Barbecue Champs, Shauna Rapolo, Matt. Cooked on a PK 360. You cooked on a PK 360. Shauna cooked on a classic. Terry Roan cooked on a classic. Alan Newton cooked on a classic. And I think Ty Machado cooked on an M Series grill. So, Michael, to answer your question, they all cooked on PK grills. And if it's like everybody else, almost everybody's buying every single class that we've got. I'm starting to lose count. They buy one, they buy another, and I had a guy the other day, he bought 3 of them at one time. So that's what's going on. But I didn't want to interrupt you, but I wanted to get his question answered.
Well, and that's a good point. And Michael, it wouldn't matter which one of them classes you take, because here's the deal. If you buy the all access class, you have access to my personal Facebook page and the other cook's personal Facebook page.
Private Facebook page.
Private Facebook group. And if we have changed, or if something's changed, you can come on and ask any question you want to. If you're cooking on a different grill, I'll be more than happy to help you to get that grill lined up and in, whatever we need to do. We talked about that over on Q Chat just a few minutes ago with Jake and Dave, where with these Barbecue Champs classes, it's an ongoing process. That's why we've got the private Facebook group.
Right.
So we can kind of help you dial those things in. So all those classes are good, by the way. You won't go wrong with any of them.
Nope. Yeah, everybody's winning with all of them. And he's like he said, Michael, you don't have to worry. Temperature is temperature. The grill's going to do it. You just adjust it to get those grill grates to where whatever temperature, and I'm not going to give out numbers of what these guys are shooting at because they're all over the place. Some people have grill grates a little hotter, some of them a little bit cooler. Right. All you got to do is just manage your fire, open the dampener on the bottom to get it to where it's going to be the temperature that the steak grill masters suggest. And once you get it dialed in and get it running there consistently for 15, 20 minutes, you got it honed in there, put your steak on and go and do the cooking process the same. So,
right.
All right, so we got a couple more questions here. How much are those 250s?
I think they're a little over $400 if you get the Pro model, HB 250 Pro. But here's the deal. It comes with a full set of grill grates, everything included in this thing. And so, but it is a little over $400 for that grill.
Right. All right, so here's a question for me, Steve. Mike, have you thought about an all-class access for all Barbecue Champ courses? Steve, are you talking about every course that we have, barbecue and steak? Answer that for me. Or are you talking about just the steak people? I'd be kind of interested to hear what you have to say, and I'll give you a response. So, but I know a lot of people have bought a lot of the steak. I've got some customers that have just literally every time a new class comes out, they buy all of them. So, yeah, which one is it? All barbecue, every class that we have? Are you looking, Steve, just for the steak, pit grill masters that we have? So he says, sure, I guess that's all, or split it up, steak and barbecue. Well, the thing that we have, each one of these guys is their own individual setup, the way that we've got their pages. And it's kind of hard for me to just say, I'm going to group everybody together at one time, because we got some really sophisticated stuff on our website to be able to do something like this.
Right.
You're already, when you buy the all access class, and it was done when we first started. If you notice, it's $149 for the first class. When you add that second class, it's supposed to be $50, which would make it $199. But when we started this deal, we did an introductory offer, which guess what? We still are honoring that introductory offer. If you buy them together, you save $30. So that's kind of the deal that we're still running, and I keep at times wanting, it was $149. Add the other class, it's $50 more. So it really doesn't matter so much if you go in and buy the individual class. I had a guy last night. He bought a barbecue class, an all access barbecue class. He bought an all access Matt Overson class. He bought our Barbecue Champs class, our 20 backyard barbecue classes. He bought them all at the same time. So when you buy the all access class, you're getting a discount right up front by buying the all access.
Right.
So, I've got a lot of people. I had a person the other day, they just went click, 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 click. They bought all the barbecue, all the steak, his steak competition, obviously. He bought every one of the steak classes at one time. And by doing so, he saved $30 off of each and every class by doing that. And it makes it really easy for our system to go in and say, okay, I need to add this to your class, this to your class, or saying class, add this to your account, this to your account, this to your account, this to your account. Trying to create something to put them all in one and then get the program to send out all the classes to your account at the same time, that's asking a lot of where we'd have to go in and write some really crazy code to get it to do that.
Right.
So it'd be a little bit hard to do that. So just pick them off one by one and go in and get them. Hey, look who's late to the party. All right, Terry.
Terry Roan.
Terry Roan, next time we get together, you got to take us out to eat. So, so yeah, Steve, I mean, it's a good question, and a lot of times it's come up, but that's why we try to do it, and no complaints from me, just curious. The content is great and very well done, great value, and speeds up the learning curve. So I've been told. If you haven't taken one, it definitely will speed up the learning curve. We've got a lot.
May speed it up too much, Mike.
Yeah, I think we've created something that's a monster here. And my vision, John, is like I told you from the very get-go, was we wanted to grow the sport of steak competitions and barbecue competitions. And I think we're definitely, now that we're in full stride, this is really going into our second year. We're actually right now a year and not quite 4 months old. We're slowly getting it going. And with this year, with getting a few more steak cookers involved, I think it's really growing this. I mean,
I think it is.
Just, you look at, just a huge testament, and I gave out a shout to Mark Simmers last week. The guy cooked 5 competitions in his life, and he took Matt Overson's class, Steve, and he goes out the second time after taking Matt's class, and he won the competition after his 5th cook and set the SCA points record, or SCA record for the highest total ever scored in an SCA event. He scored a 254.4, and the perfect score is 254.5, the highest that's ever done. And that, to me, that's amazing that somebody that's only 5 weeks or 5 times cooking was able to achieve something like that. It just goes to show the success of these classes. So they definitely shorten the learning curve if you was
sure enough they do. And the thing that we're seeing, and we talked about this on Q Chat just a minute ago, and you're seeing people in here talk about it. They're buying multiple classes. These steak classes are so economical that you can buy my class, and then you can go over and buy Matt Overson's class, or Shauna Rapolo's, or Terry's class.
Right.
And then you've got the best of both worlds. You've got something, you can buy my class and Matt Overson's class and get the 2019 points champion runner-up secrets in one shot for less money than you could, honest to goodness, instead of going to your first competition, you could buy those classes, you'd be money ahead. Yeah. That's the truth. I mean, it really is.
Yep. And we're seeing a lot of people do that. They'll go in and they'll buy one, they like it, they come back, they go buy another one. Think about Terry Roan. Here's the 2018 world champion that's just, you can get a little bit of everything. You got Shauna Rapolo. We had Shauna on here, here a few weeks back. I mean, I tell you what, that girl she's tough, man.
Shauna's I'm going to tell you, all she has to do is cook.
Yeah, if she can get the time to get back out there and cook again, I forgot. I think she's told me she's been to 5 competitions. She's been in the top 10 4 out of her last 5. That's pretty dadgum good. So,
Matt Oberson just said we all cook different.
Yeah,
and
that's
he's
the
right.
thing.
We were all, anytime we've been together cooking, Matt will look over at me, I'm doing one thing, and then I'm looking at him, he's doing something different. I mean, we're all coming to the same conclusion, but we're getting different ways to get there.
Right.
And some of those ways may be easier for some folks,
Right.
And it's just like Dave Travis and Jake a while ago. Jake took my class, went out the very next time,
Yeah.
and hit a second place.
Yeah.
He just, the guy took Matt's class. He goes out and hits a first with those high taste scores or those high scores.
Overall scores.
It just makes the learning curve a little flatter. Is what it does. And so I'm glad to be able to give back. I know that much, and I'm glad to be able to be tied in with folks like the pit masters and grill masters we have on Barbecue Champs. It's an honor. It really is.
Yeah. Chris Heffron, he's got our brisket class. He loves it. Glenn said, I love the fact I can go watch them over and over, or just segments that I want. We do break them down so it's not one long, drawn-out video. We'll show you how to select and trim the steak. We'll show you how to fry, if you marinate. Some do, some don't. We'll show you how to marinate it. We'll show you how to. The next video will be which rubs to use, how to apply them. We give you a fire management class. Then we show you how to cook it. Then we show you how to put it in the box. So somebody just asked, how do I find this place? Well, if you want to know where we at, there it is. It's barbecuechamps.com, and you can go straight there, and you can go to the right off the get go on the homepage. It's got Steak Grill Masters, and you're gonna might as well go on and add them all to the cart, because I can tell you after you watch one, you'll see how good they are. And yeah, Matt does bring up something really good. They are all a little bit different.
All different,
and none of you guys cook the same. And the same technique. Terry's got some stuff that he does that none of y'all do. Matt's got some things that he does that none of y'all do. Shauna's got some stuff that you've got things that none of them do. And it's just like, it's amazing to see all these different ways of cooking a steak, yet at the end of the day, they all come out just a little different and have their own unique little flavor. And to me, that's what makes it really unique.
And I think it's kind of weird because Terry probably cooked, and during 2019, he cooked probably 20 contests out of my trailer. And I did everything I could to get the secrets off of him, and he wouldn't give them to me. Now he turns around and puts them in his class. I'm going to have to buy them to get them. And so we cooked a lot together in 2019 and kind of held each other accountable. But I can tell you from experience, by having him in my trailer and us cooking together. Of course, Ben Blanton was there some, and Lane wasn't really cooking as much at that time. Those three are doing great in the points chase right now. But I will tell you, Terry Roan is an excellent common sense cook.
Yeah.
And along with these other ones, Alan Newton's class, top notch. I'm going to tell you the best kept secret on Barbecue Champs. Alan Newton.
Yeah. He's
a legend. He's forgot more than we'll know. He's great. Shauna, Matt Overson, all of them, great people.
Yeah.
Good classes.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it's fun to see the success that some of these people have. And I like shows like this where we can give people shout outs. The Bible says give honor where honor's due. And I think for newcomers coming into this, not only just the newcomers, you guys that are seasoned pros as well, but it's gotta make the newcomers coming into this absolutely thrilled that they can come in and they see you iconic heroes that I would call you, and be able to go and compete with you guys and say
and beat us
and beat them. And John's like, oh man, I'm having trouble. They're kicking my butt. My students are tearing me a new one, and you wonder, people like, really, how all tell-all are they? And I was like, well, just go ask the steak cookers and go ask some of these barbecue guys that are just getting their butts handed to them. So, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. There was Brennan Nielsen asked, he's got his first double this weekend. Any last words of advice?
Mm-hmm.
And Caitlin took my class. We love Caitlin. Mm-hmm. She's got one about brisket. Which one of these we want to get first?
Go ahead and let's cover this one, and then Caitlin, I'll get back with you.
Well, on my part about this, on this first double, Brendan, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and get your timeline together before you even get to the contest. Go on the SCA page, print that timeline out, and go ahead and figure your time by figuring the time you want to turn in, move backwards to to the point that so you'll know exactly when you want to prep each steak and what you want to do. A lot of folks ask the question, do you restart your grill in between? Do you empty your grill, restart your charcoal, whatever? I used to do that. Now what I'm doing is restarting a chimney, shaking the ash out of that one and just topping it off and adding to it. Mm-hmm. Those are a couple of things, but be sure and keep your timeline right, or you'll kind of mess out. Also, if you are marinating your steak, you want to make sure if you are using a marinade that continues to work on that steak, you'll either have to, marinate at different times, whatever, wash off, pat dry, whatever you want to do, but make sure you don't get your steak overly mushy with your marinade if you're trying to marinate them all at the same time.
Right.
Just little things like that, without getting too technical, just right. Just, but the timeline thing is the main thing. You'll get behind on a double if you're not real careful.
Right. Matt says hit your doneness and have fun. Yep, you better hit that doneness. I can guarantee you that, or they will tear you a new one. So
and everything's rising or falling on that doneness right now.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing. Watch your weather. I know we've got a cold front coming in Louisiana and Shreveport. It's supposed to be 46 degrees Friday night. High to Saturday is 65. That plays into effect, and you have to understand. So sometimes think about what you're doing and what the guys are teaching you, and use some common sense. Okay, it's 35 degrees colder out here than what it was.
Right.
Well, it's 35. Is the steak going to carry as much when it's 35 degrees colder? No, it's not. Is my steak going to be colder before I put it on? Have you ever attempted to see what it's at? You need little things like that. It's just sometimes I see a lot of questions going into y'all's forums, and I'm saying, I asked that question, and I wish sometimes they would just quit going and asking you guys questions when they can just go back and watch the video and listen. The answer's there. And I mean, you guys have been very patient to answer everything, but I feel like when it's like, go watch the video, because you just answering in a forum is never going to get the answer like when I'm digging getting the answer out of you after I ask the question. And I just keep like, it's right there. It's just, did I ask that? And I go back, well, there it is right there. There's your answer. So take your time and go back and watch these videos. You can. So, all right, man, I hate this. Now I'm going to have my feet put to the fire. I have questions asked to me like this all the time. Which brisket course are your favorites? Oh, my goodness gracious. They're all good. I mean, people don't know who you like to be. They're world champion pitmasters. We're talking
It'd be
about
hard to choose, wouldn't it?
Mark Lambert, 6-time world champion. Joey Smith, he kills brisket. Corey Mikes, he kills brisket. Oh my gosh, just pick any one of them. They're all good, Caitlin. Now if you are, I don't know.
If you're cooking IBCA, you might want to gear toward an IBCA cook, or
Caitlin, are you cooking competition, or is this a backyard? Let me know that. Or if you're cooking KCBS or something, let me know, because I got guys that do KCBS, I got guys that do IBCA. So let me know which one, and let me get you maybe I can try to steer you in at least the ones that cook. With what you're asking, Robert, my volume is low. I don't know. Check your mic, because I got a mic in front of me that should be pretty loud, and I talk loud. So maybe check your volume on your computer. Let's see, man. We got a lot of folks coming in. Man, we got a lot of questions. Let's see. Mike and the people teaching the state class are having the same influence on the SCA as barbecue pitmasters had on barbecue. Thank you, Scott. That's been
Thank you, Scott.
Plan. That's been our game plan all along. So. Don't forget the Facebook pages. Brian Crawford, buddy.
Brian Crawford.
Brian, I got another barbecue pitmaster that we shot today. and we're definitely going to get you carrying his rubs because you're going to need them, buddy. We send everybody to you. So
Brian carries all my rubs. Need to call you, Brian, see if you need any more down there. He's got a great store down there. Great guy. He
yeah.
talked with him on the phone. It's been really good. Good
Yeah,
to see you.
Brian's a great guy, and he has got some amazing product himself. So John Lindsey's been the best coach. Love being part of the SCA family. I mean,
She's
I
a
tell you.
sweet girl.
Let's see. Yes, they are. Let's see, Mary. We will be cooking in the low 40s with
Whew.
snow flurries. Woohoo! Have fun, Mary.
Yep. Be sure and cook. You're not going to get a whole lot of rise if you're outside on that steak. It's
Yeah.
going to.
So just think about that, Mary. Whatever your carryover temperature that you normally have at 90 degrees, or say it's 80 degrees, and it's going to be in the 40s, you better count on that steak's not going to rise as fast. There's my pro tip. I'm not even a steak cooker, but sometimes it's just some common sense stuff. So
Right.
think about what's going to happen. Look
Cook
at
that
practice.
test steak.
Yeah, that practice
Practice
steak's going to
steak.
tell you a lot. So, trying to ace my brisket game. All right, come on, Caitlin. Tell me backyard brisket, competition brisket. Kind of let me know. Fun for now.
Fun for now.
Fun for now. Well, if y'all was doing a fun for now brisket backyard, I would kind not to get toward the KCBS guys because they're going to tend to separate it. They're going to make things a little bit more difficult as far as the trim and stuff like that. I would really say brisket Joey Smith. Now, it's hard to argue, and I'm just going to go by his success at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. I think he had a first place brisket. I think he had
That's
a
a
second
beautiful
place
brisket, too.
Yeah, he cooks a really, really good brisket. Joey does an amazing job. Lee's is an all access. I would say Lee's got an incredible IBCA brisket, but his is you got to buy every class. He has not broken his class up into anything. Craig Sherry cooks a very good brisket as well for IBCA. David Bosca is more of a KCBS. Sterling's is a KCBS. I would kind of say Joey cooks a mean brisket. Craig Sherry's got a good brisket as well. He's got a great brisket. So toss up between Joey Smith and Craig Sherry on who you like. Just they're both good. They both show some amazing techniques, and you won't go wrong with either one of them. And that's more of that backyard type, I think, would probably help you. I don't like being put on the spot a whole lot because these guys are great. But in a case like that, it does make it a little easier because I wouldn't want to steer somebody into a KCBS just for doing backyard. But I'm telling you, you'll get one of the best briskets you've ever ate. So pick the class that uses the same smoker. They both cook on an offset. On both of those guys, both cook on Jambo style grills. So, but we tell you in our class, if you're not cooking on a Jambo, if I'm cooking on a Big Green Egg or a Traeger, we kind of give you ideas of how to go about doing it. And if you ever have a question and you get stumbled, I'll answer it for you. Just shoot us an email. We always want to help everybody. So, man, I've got more questions coming in tonight.
Ask them. I'm ready to answer some of them, Mike.
I was trying to talk about SCA stuff, but this is great. I mean, and this may be what we need. This may help some people make some decisions. And
right.
All right. In New Cook's defense, there are so many great cooks here. It's hard to choose. Thank you, Scott. I agree. They are. And I think that's why we have so many people jump in and they just buy 3 or 4 of the state classes. You're not going to go wrong. And then you'll see how good everybody that's bought these state classes, they're all getting top 10 calls. Every single one of them. Multiple top 10 calls. That I can tell you right off the get-go. There's no bad one. There is no bad one. There's James. Man, this guy is a backyard cook that has bought 2 or 3. I think he's bought 3 state classes. He didn't even cook state competitions. He's taken a couple all access pitmaster classes. He throws out some amazing food. He took your class.
Hey James, good to see you, buddy.
He is a wonderful
Glad you're
guy,
on.
and it's great. So all right, let's see. Hey John, how do you feel about smoking low and slow to get some flavor for the backyard and then
sear it? Is what he meant.
Sear it.
Well. I remember the first time I took a Gateway drum smoker. I've used Gateways for years when I was cooking barbecue. But I take that Gateway, put a steak on it, put one chunk of wood, just a small chunk of wood in there, and just bring it up to 100 and 20 degrees. Take it right off there and sear it on the grill grates till it hit 135 and let it come up. And to me, to eat as an eating steak's one of the best things you'll ever put in your mouth.
Right.
For the judges, I don't necessarily know that would hit as well. Just to be quite honest with you, I really think in these steak cook-offs right now, I'm seeing more hot and fast cookers win these things. I think the longer a steak stays on there in your whether it's a reverse sear or whether I think the little bit more quicker cooks are doing a little bit better right now.
Yeah.
Mike, so it's just, a little food for thought without giving the farm away. I just now, as far as an eating steak, I'll take it all day long. I love that flavor, and I love what it
gets that smoke. I like a little smoke on mine.
Like a little smoke in there.
I always throw a couple chunks of hickory in there when I'm doing it. I just want a little smoky flavor on my steak. Kind of reminds me more of my brisket, and I love my briskets. So, all right. So here's the question. I haven't taken a class yet, but going back to outdoor temperatures. Do the classes teach a final temperature, such as Santo, Texas in July and Omaha in the fall? Absolutely, 100%. We are very, very detailed in saying this is the final temperature. I don't care on what product it is. Steak, brisket, ribs, chicken. I've got guys, I go by feel. And I was like, well, these guys can't go by feel watching you. So whenever you go by feel on ribs, when you get that feel, you let me know, because I'm getting my thermopin and we're going to stick it, and I'm going to tell them people what that temperature is. They'll do that, and I was like, nope, we can't go by. I mean, some of them are so good. I remember Corey's like, well, I kind of go by feel. I was like, we got to temp it. You get it to the feel you want, we'll temp it. We'll tell them what that temperature is. You cook it to that temperature, I promise you. Now, brisket is a little different because sometimes it's got to relax. So we'll tell you, get it to about this temp, but we show them with that thermopin. It's tender. It's got certain things that we're looking for, and we kind of always explain that. So, Paul, yes, we will make sure that you understand that. So,
and I was at the Santo, Texas cook this year, Paul. I met you down there, I think. Not been in Omaha, but I can promise you probably the rise on those steaks are going to be totally different. And the only way you can figure that out is what will get you there is not final temp, is not what will eat your lunch for you. It will be the amount of rise between pulling it and resting it.
Right.
So you'll have to calculate that, judging on conditions of that day, and the only way to calculate that is a practice steak.
Yeah.
Do that.
You'll be able to tell. The cooker doesn't matter as much as knowing how to control your temps. You're right.
Big Jim. That's right, brother.
It's absolutely. Control that temperature. Get that baby purring. Cook your steak, done with it. So, are you going to put on more steak classes? I'm assuming we will. We're always looking for people that are well qualified. We're trying to keep this to people that are out there, that are cooking, that are world champions. Are rising stars. I mean, people that has just got this huge presence and just doing very well. So yeah, I mean, we are definitely looking. And if you know somebody out there, then send them our way, and we'll talk to them and see what they got. But that's the thing. We want to have people that are very, very well qualified of what we are doing. So we're hopeful to have some more. Let's see. I asked the same question when I bought my first steak class. So, let's see. I have a friend of mine who smoked steak for 2 hours, then seared it. He said it was amazing. I've been doing the barbecue as you've shown me in the class. What do you think? Yeah, a couple hours on a steak. I hope it was a low and slow so you didn't dry it out. If you said it, hey, James, if you said it was amazing, that's all that counts. It's barbecue is what you think is the best. I've always said that. And if you think it was amazing and it didn't dry it out and the texture didn't get silly, man, that's awesome. John, you got anything on that? What's your thoughts on a 2-hour steak like that?
If that's what you like, to get a steak would have to be pretty daggum thick to be able to smoke it for 2 hours and still not get it overdone. But
Right.
but I've used those tomahawk, got those tomahawk ribeyes, and they're that thick, a big cut. It's almost like a prime rib. And I've hung those in the gateway and smoked it for a period of time, then seared it off, and it was still just perfect medium right in the middle. I like my steak medium, not medium rare. I'd rather have it just perfectly medium. And I'm gonna tell you, there's no better eating than anything on the planet than that right there. It was very, very good. So yeah, I'm with you, James. And as long as you like it, some people like the smoke, some people don't like the smoke, some people like it salty, some people like it sweet, but you'll never go wrong with that in something like that. So.
No. All right, John, do you cook different if you know the judges are inexperienced?
Steve, I want to be honest with you. I really know. I just, here's the thing. I think I'm kind of like Darren Worth. I've heard him say this on multiple occasions. I think good food is good food. And there's another one here, Mark. Is it Simmers or something?
Simmers, yeah.
And I'm going to tie both these in.
Okay.
Is there a way to explain how judges' preferred flavor profiles differ from Minnesota down through Texas, or maybe east to west? I'm going to answer his question too. When you've got balanced rubs,
Right.
That's what those were created for a balanced flavor. I'm going to take these, for instance. I'm sure there's others that are doing it, but let's take the Arcasipi combo, hottie toddy and all queued up rubs. Those rubs were created for balance. They'll be the most well-balanced rubs you'll find. That's why they were created. They're not going to be overly on anything. That flavor profile will go over, as we have seen, about 13 first-place wins in 4 weeks with those rubs. From Florida to California with Arcasipi combo. From Florida to California. So what I'm saying is, do I think it differs from Minnesota to Texas? I'm not going to change. The only thing that I might do if I went north of the Mason-Dixon line, and honestly, if I did anything, I may lay off just a little hint of salt off the back end, but these rubs that we have are not overly salty anyway. I just probably wouldn't put any more on it.
Right. I
had a second place last year at Praise the Lord Steak Cook-Off. Amy and Mike Mills up there. Sandy Brown beat me by just a tenth of a point. That was a great contest. But I knew from experience from the year before that my steak was going to do good, but I knew I'd gotten it a little too bold the first year. And I backed off just a little bit on the salt content, and it nailed it. And and then I went the very next day to Corinth, Mississippi, used the exact same flavor profile and won that contest. Back to back, second place and first place the next day. I guess what I'm saying is, if you have balanced flavors, they will work anywhere you will go, and that's the key to keep it balanced.
Right.
And most judges will hit with them. It'll resonate.
Please the palate. All right, James, hot and fast, does it render the fat just as low and slow? Yeah, hot and fast will really it will really render the fat. Matter of fact, hot and fast will render it breaks it down. It'll start to render the fat even quicker than low and slow. So, but when you're cooking a thinner piece of meat like a steak, you better stick with the low and slow, because you ain't going to cook no 2-hour steak cooking it hot and fast, unless if you want it well crispy done. John likes his steak medium. I like mine medium rare. So anyway, let's see here. There's a vote for Ronald Burns. Mr. Hottie Toddy. Yeah,
Mr. Hottie Toddy himself.
I don't know why you ain't on here. I would definitely consider you. That lady right there, I hope she continues to run that first place gammon down, and she does. She's going to be getting a call from me. May ought to have to go ahead and start getting that going, because that lady is on fire. So, yeah.
She's found a way to please the judges' palate no matter where they went. Like this past weekend, even Sandy was in Omaha, Nebraska, cooked 3. I think she got 1 call. That's going to happen. That's going to happen in any situation that you're in. But look at the consistency those folks have had.
Yeah.
Just right on the money, and that's what you want to do. She's been really, really good,
Really consistent.
right straight across the board.
Yeah.
I'm proud to see her.
Somebody's talking about Rolf and Robin Garrett.
Rolf and Robin Garrett, we just talked about them. Great folks. I believe they're in Pennsylvania, and they're great. Of course, you know what? I'm a little partial, but now the Mr. Hotty Toddy is going to be awful. It doesn't matter. Whenever he shows up, he's going to be awful hard to beat. I will tell you that.
He's a tough competitor.
He's a tough competitor. We love him, and man, I love to see him anytime we go. I just during that window that we're competing, I know that he can beat me at any time.
Oh yeah,
and he don't make mistakes. Is the problem with Ronald? He's he's a machine, and so but anyway, he'd be a good one for sure.
Yeah, for a ribeye that's 1 inch, I cook mine around 8 minutes aside. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Jamie Cooley in the house.
There he is.
Team Wild Card.
Yeah,
tell me. He is one of the great. I'm going to tell you something, folks. I don't know if you know this or not. Jamie don't probably want the pats on the back because he's pretty modest, but Jamie Cooley is a great friend of mine. I have the utmost respect for that guy, and I'll tell you why. He lives in Laurel, Mississippi. And of course, you'll remember when that tornado, man, they had some of the worst tornadoes, the largest in the country that ripped through that area. Jamie Cooley was on the ground within minutes after that thing had hit, organizing food, barbecue, people. He didn't wait. Now look, all these other Red Cross and all these other folks are great and wonderful, and you need them. He didn't wait for anybody. He just got folks together. And by the way, if you're ever down in his area, Jamie has just got the Team JDQ barbecue trailer down there. He owns Top Dollar Pond. He sells all of our rubs, mine, Ronald's, some Johnny Joseph's, all of them. And also, he's got one of the best barbecue places in the country. So go see Jamie. Jamie, good to see you tonight, brother.
Yeah, glad to have you on here, Jamie. And thank you, man, for what you've done. I know you don't want a pat on the back, but like I said earlier, give honor where honor's due is what the Bible says.
Yep.
And, buddy, that's awesome that you have done that. I remember watching John's show and him talking about it that night when it first hit. He was on the ground the next day rolling. So
him and his wife, Emily, are top-notch people. Yeah. I love cooking. He's the king of the one-liners, by the way. He's and the comedian James Gregory, he reminds me of him. He's always got something witty. You get around some of these people, it's always got something witty to say. That's Jamie Cooley. But he'll make you feel good about yourself, and that's the kind of people we need. Yeah, Jamie, good to see you, brother.
Yep. So here we go. Brandon says here about Ronald Burns the second it hit the shelf. So let's light a fire under Ronald. I tell you what, he'd be one I would highly consider. He is awfully good. So may have to ring that phone a little bit more often to him.
Might have to ring the bell, Mike.
Yeah, come on, buddy, get on over here. Got them lined up. So
well, there's Sonny Moody. Sonny, good to see you. Team Arcasipi in the house.
There we go.
We got a bunch of them on here tonight. Jim Hudgens and Sonny and a bunch of them. Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie, thank you, buddy. They got a lot of folks. Let's see, Jim got his first golden ticket. Arcasipi got him a golden ticket for this year.
Yep.
That's good. Congratulations there.
Great.
So, I don't know. There's been a lot of folks. Matt Overson, we just released his class 4 weeks ago, and I tell you what, he has packed the house with people buying his class. A lot of folks, a lot of people that have already had multiple top 10 finishes already. And I tell you, another one that's going to be a threat is Matt Overson's sister. Matt, where is she at tonight? So I've given her the nickname, and I don't know if you saw on the post that I made the other day, Miss Consistency. So when you see Matt's sister, next time you just walk up there and say, "Hey, Miss Consistency, how are you doing?" And she's going to know where it came from. She said she'd be glad to take that title. So, and
she's a very sweet, humble girl. And the thing about my class or Matt's class, and this is the thing about it, people will take Matt's class that won't take mine. And there'll be a lot of people that take mine that won't take his. Right. We have a different, from our geographic locations, we just have different folks. And then it pulls everybody together. And I think that's just a pretty much a There's Marissa
Yeah,
Overson
Miss
right there.
Marissa. Hey, Miss
Congratulations this
Consistency.
weekend.
Hey,
Yep.
girl. Miss Consistency. You know that name's sticking with you. You just need to go get you a shirt, put on the back Miss Consistency, and we'll all know who it is because I'm telling you right now, uh, laughing out loud. Gonna pop up for me. Let's see. Where's it at? She is killing it. Yes, she is. I mean, that girl has been just absolutely on fire. So,
Done
uh,
well. Only thing missing is that T-shirt says Arcasippy Combo on the back of
oh, Matt is probably going,
it.
no, buddy, it's Wicked Pig.
Well,
So,
I'm going to tell you the Wicked Pig stuff's doing a really good job, and
woo,
you're
that
hearing
stuff
lots
is.
of folks that's using it. And also, I think congratulations is in order to Marissa because I think she just became part of Team Papo Joe's, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes,
from
yes,
this
I saw
weekend.
her post
So
that.
congratulations to her on that. But I'll still
Yes.
get you an Arcasippy T-shirt if you want to wear
Push that product, man.
it. Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. And don't forget, Silly
Woo,
Boys.
there
Oh
we
my
go.
gosh, that is so. Yes.
Uh,
Oh, Marissa, I have got to get you and Shauna hooked up. Okay, so she's got. Yeah, because you're out on the trail right now, right? Okay, and Shauna hasn't been able to cook as much as she wants to, and
right.
she's got that shirt that says hashtag Silly Boys Steaks are for girls. That's what you've got to put. You got to get you a shirt, Marissa, that says Miss Consistency, and underneath it says hashtag Silly Boys Steaks are for girls.
Mm-hmm.
Go drive them crazy. There it is, right there. So.
Shauna Rapallo has beat a lot of the guys every time she can go. All she has to do, since she's on here now, all she has to do is cook.
That's it.
That's all she has to do because she has got it down. Shauna paved the way
Yeah, she
for
did.
lots of folks. A lot of the women cookers today that's doing so well and having the success. You'll know somebody that paved the way for that. She's on here tonight. She's got a
Yep.
class on barbecue champs. That's
Yep.
Shauna Rapallo, and I'm proud to be on here with her. She's
Yeah.
she's excellent.
Oh my gosh, that girl. She is. She is so good. I mean, it was funny when she was telling me. I was like, when she first started, I think she hit a. I can't remember, Shauna. Help me out, girl. I mean, your first cook-off that you ever did, and I think you hit a top 10, top second or third. Tell me what it was. And I said, what did you use? She said, oh, I just went in this is a woman for you, right? Guys wouldn't ever do this. I just went in my kitchen cabinet and I pulled out this rub, I pulled out that, and I pulled out some of this, and I just rolled
Mm-hmm.
with it. I was like,
Yeah.
yep, see, that's a woman for you right there. So, oh, goodness gracious, it was great. So, she is building her t shirt collection. Yep, I bet she is. So, okay, ninth place at her very, very, very first cook off. This is before competition classes like this even existed. And the girl went in and got in her cabinet and started grabbing all the rubs and spices. And then after that, it was Katie barred the door. Ninth place at her first cook-off, and bam, second place at her second cook-off. 2 top 10s back to back. Yeah, you don't think she can't cook? You better fear her when she shows up.
Yeah,
So
she's one of them you like to go visit, but when she goes to competing, you better watch out.
yeah, that's for sure. So let's see. Thanks, John. I'll be back very soon. I'm ready. Shauna, we are ready for you to get out there. So I guarantee you that girl will sell a lot of state classes and already has. And I think if she got back out on the trail, there may be a lot of people that just, that are so new, they haven't seen her cooking. Don't worry. When she shows up, you're going to know it. So
Yep.
that girl can cook, man. So I know she'll scare the crap out of even the biggest giants. So
Oh.
we'll just let that stay right there.
Yep.
You'll know that dinger. You'll know that dinger in about 4 or 5 weeks. So anyway, steaks don't. Just leave it alone, John. Just leave it alone. Anyway, steaks don't care who cook them. You're right, buddy. They could care
That's right.
less. You better cook it right. So, hey, look at this. See y'all.
Got
in
another
grapevine
triple
for
coming
the
up.
triple. There you go, Shauna. So that's good. I can't wait for her to get out and absolutely do it. Yeah, she knows. So anyway, let's see what else we got. Mike, the class is set up to be purchased. and get? Yes, that's a great question. Yes, they are.
Man, that'd be a
On
great gift too.
on Father's Day this year, about 3 weeks before, I go blow a bunch of money again on the website and doing things. It's a never-ending process for me, and the amount of money I spend to keep this thing going. But we put a gift card section up. So if you go into our website in the upper left corner where you got the three little bars, they call it the little hamburger symbol. If you click it, it'll take you over to gift cards. We have it where you can purchase some individual barbecue or like 3 barbecue classes, 6 barbecue classes. We got a $149 gift card. We have a $169 gift card, which would buy you an all access class. So all you do is you go in, you click that, Scott, you can purchase the 169, say. It'll take you the gift card. You can say congratulations, thank you, happy birthday, whatever. I think I got 4 or 5 of them, Merry Christmas, and a few others. And then you just type who you want it to go to, and you send them the gift card. And it gives them a code. They put the code in, they get the class for free. Great Christmas gift, absolutely. So I hope we're going to end up doing a lot of gift cards. And this is just that gift that keeps on giving forever. So, driving down interstate. Well,
Jamie, be careful.
Yeah, be careful, Jamie, while you
Good to
are
see you,
out
brother.
and about. And you own the classes. That's right. Not rentals. That's right. We do not do like some. This is a one-time purchase. You buy this class, it is a lifetime membership to the class. We tell people that I think it's in our terms of service for as long as we can stream videos on the internet, which I don't think that's going away anytime in the next few decades. That's here. It's not something that you have to keep renting it and renewing it. It's a one-time purchase. So, and you own that class, and you can go back and watch it as many times you like. We do monitor the people that's coming into these classes. We've got some new sophisticated stuff. I mean, I can tell you the IP address. I can tell you where you log in from. I can tell you what device now that you can log in from. I had one the other day. I was looking. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Saw a different IP address, different device. It showed me that it was on an ISO 10, and I was like, wow. So just don't share the classes. That's the only thing that we ask. If you share these classes and we catch it,
it's over.
It's over. You're going to lose that class.
You're done.
So let's see. Going to give Shauna's class to my wife. I think that would be an excellent idea. I think she would really enjoy it, and she is a great teacher. Let's see. My phone messed up, but I didn't hear if y'all said anything about the question I asked about the bottom round. Okay, yeah, I saw that question and I just slipped right over it. Y'all ever cook a bottom round flat? If so, do y'all smoke it like a brisket?
I've never cooked one.
No, I think it's too lean, and I think you couldn't cook it like a brisket. It's got to have a lot of marbling to be able to do that. I've never cooked a bottom round flat, so I don't have much answer on that one. So
I don't either on that.
Never cooked it. Wouldn't know. Let's see what else we got. Awesome. Thank you for your support. Absolutely, Shawnee. You're awesome. So, you know what? We was going to talk a lot about SCA, and I guess we did. You know, the good thing is, and this is really kind of why I wanted to do these live shows, is to have people asking questions.
Get them involved.
And you know, we can't give the farm away, but we can certainly throw out a few pro tips. And man, we've thrown out quite a few little pro tips tonight.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of like Ronald Burns says, just get them in the ballpark.
That's
it.
Can. It would have to be cooked in a liquid. Yeah, I was going to say that, Terry. I think it's just because it doesn't have a lot of moisture. I think you would probably want to mix up some beef broth, take a little bit of Butcher Barbecue Prime Brisket Injection, mix that up with a little bit of beef broth, and then kind of cook it, maybe get a little sear, and then wrap it up in some tin foil, because I got a feeling it's going to be a pretty lean piece of meat. Wrap it up tight in tin foil, kind of braise it, get that thing where it's probe tender, and then I think you're going to probably have a pretty good piece. That's how, if I was at a barbecue pitmaster show and they threw that at me, that's how, and I would look at it, and I know it's going to be pretty lean. I know if it's lean, I got to watch my heat. I got to wrap it. I'm going to put a little sear on it. I'm going to wrap it. And kind of maybe like you said, like a brisket, and just kind of braise it. So let's see here. Might call you might, yeah. Yeah, Mike called me when I was out of the country and I was logged in. I got a call saying that I didn't have code passed to someone because they had address out of the country. Yeah, I caught this guy and he was out of the country and he was logged in. I was like, whoa, wait a minute now. It was on his account. He was in Mexico. And I called him. I said, buddy, now let me ask you a question now. I'm fixing to lock this account at what's going on, and it recorded his IP address somewhere else. So, but I wasn't worried about James. We gave him a pass. So, what will happen if we watch the class on my hubby's cell or other device we own? I have a fussy phone. Mary, you're fine. We log in. We kind of watch the location that it's from, and I usually sometimes we know that we can kind of pinpoint where you're at. So you're fine. I've looked at your account. So with the way that you're doing it, I had Robert call me the other day and said, look, I'm traveling up here to out of town. So he sends me an email if he's traveling, and we kind of can watch that. A lot of, like I said, we can track the device now, and that's really made a huge difference. I know you're on an ISO 10, and next thing I see is somebody's on ISO 8. Well, wait a minute. Ain't nobody got usually two phones. And it kind of really will pop up in a hurry. So yeah, you're good. It's pretty crazy what we can do. Bottom round
technology.
Yeah, we got some pretty secure stuff on our site. So it's good for pit beef sandwiches. Yep. Anyone going to the SCA in Anaheim in November is probably too far for these guys to go. Roast beef it, slice it thin. Yeah, I would definitely, with liquid for sure. You're the man. Thank you, buddy.
And I saw a video the other day with Steve in it somewhere. Steve, nice to see you on here. You put some sort of cooking steak video or something out on YouTube, and just going to say, keep putting them out, brother. Good to see you, and good to have you on here tonight.
Jerry says that he'll be there. So, James, go look up Jerry and connect with him. So, Jerry's a great cook, and I bought a lot of our classes. And thank you, Jerry, for your support as well.
Thanks,
buddy,
Jerry.
I tell you what, we done talked up an hour, and it seems like we just now got started. This was a great show tonight. So
it seemed like it was. We went 5 minutes, and it's time to get off now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just one of those deals.
I mean,
well, if you don't mind, I would like to say one thing before we get off here. And number one, your show, Mike, has just done real well. I love the way you've put in the pit masters and grill masters, plus you give some education on this show, and it's really been good for the outdoor cook. So I'm just going to tell you right now, we support you with Arcsippy Smoke Live. I think you know that. Yeah. And I just shared with Q-Chat just a minute ago because they were really bragging on Barbecue Champs, and they were even talking about how Mike pulled the answers out of the cooks on these.
So I ask them questions sometimes. I don't know if they really wanted to answer. I don't care. I tell them we don't cut tape. That's one of the things you never see edits or cuts. You never do it. We just roll. And I was like, you gonna roll? You gonna answer that question because you gonna be on the spot. We ain't cutting. So they better answer, or they're gonna have a really bad thing there. So, but a new one.
I was your first guest on this show.
Yeah, he was.
And it was the first night you put it out. I was your first guest. I'm going to tell you, it was my honor to be able to do that, and it's my honor to be here tonight. It wouldn't have mattered what we had to done. If you asked me to do something, I'm going to do my best to do it. You've been good to me. You've got a wonderful show. I don't believe I would be anywhere near where I'm at in the cooking game, rubs, anything else if it hadn't been for Barbecue Champs. I appreciate you, my friend. Keep putting it out there for these cooks. We got young cooks, older cooks, whatever, but people just wanting to take up this wonderful sport, and Barbecue Champs is helping. It's been a godsend to me. I know it's going to help these others, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Yeah, well, just wanted to say that and get that out of the way tonight.
I appreciate it, John. That means a
yes,
lot.
Sir. It sure means a lot to me. Yes, sir.
It really means a lot to me to have you on it. I mean, we talked a lot about the barbecue guys, or the steak. We talked some about the barbecue guys. For those that, and a lot of these people we're seeing on here are steak cookers. I wish I could get more of the barbecue guys coming over here. And, but yeah, Andy, this is a great guy. I cook against him all the time. He's a great guy. Love Andy to death. He's a lot of fun. And we're really blessed with the people that we have. I think we got a great group. It will help not only which you have seen. We're seeing a lot of the steak cookers giving shout outs to barbecue champs repeatedly from the stage, yelling praises, telling people the barbecue guys. We've got some of them. Bill Manning. There's several of them. I mean, there's a lot. I mean that have, I can't remember all of them, but it's not quite as many as what it's been as the steak cookers. They're just constantly giving us shout outs, and that helps us. That helps get the word out. It helps people look, okay, I don't mind helping people to get better. And,
Right.
And if you want to get better, then you need to go, you can take one of these guys' classes because they are the real deal. You want to know how the real deal is? Here's Shauna. Mike got me out of my comfort zone, and I can't thank him enough. Shauna was just, I said, just girl, go with me, and we're going to get through this. Some people are a little, timid in front of the camera. And, I said, we're going to have fun with this, Shauna. You just do what you do, and you tell me the story and how to cook that steak, and I'll get the information out in a good way. And, Shauna, it was great having you. And you may be getting a phone call from me because I'm already bouncing some new ideas around, Shauna. And your name came up today when John and Clint was here. So, anyway.
And James says, don't forget the backyard cook. That's the goal for the whole deal.
Yeah.
There's only a certain amount. It's like our rub business. Me and Ronald talk about this all the time, even with Arcasipi. You've got to have a platform, but the thing about it is if you get the competition cooks, you've only got so many.
Right.
But backyard people, you have an infinite number of people that you can help.
Right.
An infinite number of people you can reach. And so the content that you've got out now with those backyard cookers, I call them the backyard classes. You know what? Really and honestly, that $99, the backyard
class
is absolutely a no-brainer. Everybody ought to get buy that class.
Yeah.
Because you get all those cooks, all those recipes, and it's geared toward the backyard. So, I just think that's an awesome class.
Yeah, that man right there, he started off with my backyard classes, and he loved them so much. He's already bought like 2 or 3 of the barbecue pitmaster classes. He's bought, I know, at least
That's
2
great.
or maybe 3 of the steak classes. And I tell you what, I'd be scared to death to cook against him. He
ought to be a cooking machine.
Oh my gosh! Go look him up go click his name. It's right there. Go look at some of the dang food that boy's cooking. It scare you to death. Like, good gosh, man. I mean, I'm telling you right now. So, I don't know. But that's the thing. We want people to get into the backyard classes. They can see how good they are. From that, they can carry over. It will up your game. I just say, look, if you're I think it was Scott that, he was not a steak cooker. He was his backyard, got out, and he went out and cooked his first steak competition. He got a 7th place steak. And I think he was a backyard cooker, if I recall, Scott. So, and to me, that's just such an amazing story. That's what we want. We want people out doing that. So,
right. Can I make an announcement here on the show?
Yeah.
Now, I did mention it over on Q Chat just a minute ago, but just real quick, I don't know if you can see that right there.
Townsend's Supply Chicken Rub #1.
That is the brand new Rockin' Rooster chicken rub. We were 4th place in the nation last year in ancillary categories. A lot of that due to cooking chicken wings and chicken. We won that many times. And then also in our barbecue, this is our chicken rub that we've used for a period of time cooking KCBS. It's a great rub. It'll be out along with the brand new rub that I have coming out. And this one's a steak rub that we add to the Arcasipi combo. It's already got wins, places. Some of the guys that's on here tonight has used this rub in competition, placed, won with it. I had a 1st place win with it. It's called All Queued Up, All In, Bold. If you want to get bold, that's the way to do it. It's going to be a brand new bold rub, and it does well. And we have a new sauce coming out. So these things are coming out, and they'll be out shortly. It won't be long.
Okay.
And so I do want to announce that tonight that we have that.
Yeah, well, there you go. Thanks for announcing it on our show. So,
yes, sir, brother.
Well, that's good, brother. Well, I tell you what, I've enjoyed it. I may have to get you back in here another time or two. Maybe
Shoot, man.
we're still working it. We're going to try to get Terry Roan in here. That was my next. It just was kind of this last minute deal. I had a lot of stuff going on the last 2 days. We spent 18 hours filming the last 2 days. We got a new barbecue cooker coming out. And I didn't finish till 5 o'clock and tired. I didn't get a chance. My main computer, the power supply went out on it. I couldn't make a canvas, and I was like, "Oh my goodness gracious!" And I called John. John, you want to be on tonight? He's like, "Yeah, I'll be there for you." So, and I appreciate literally the last minute, the last 2 hour notice. And I called Terry last night, and I had talked to him, but I just really didn't want to do it where it was just such a short notice. And I was like,
I had 2 minutes between Q chat and this one to get on, but we made
it. You did good. So, and we're going to try to get Terry on maybe next. That's going to be our game plan. I was trying to get Danny Helm. I sent him out this morning, but he had some stuff that he couldn't get to it. So we're getting Terry on. We're going to get Danny Helm on. I want to get them guys on as well. And we're going to just kind of start, now that we've kind of went through everybody, we're going to start mixing this up a little bit more. Love having you on here. We're going to get Terry on here asking some questions. We're going to get Shauna back on here. The state community seems to really be just booming right now. The barbecue stuff, we just got open 10 days ago, 12 days ago. So it's going to come around. And I think when that gets here, I think we're going to start getting all the barbecue guys back in interest and stuff. So, anyway, it's been a great show, John. It's time for us to wrap this up, brother. I appreciate it. I want to thank once again all of our sponsors on Barbecue Champs Academy. Once again, I could not do this without all you guys. Be Extreme, Papa Joe Grilling, B&B Charcoal. Brian, thank you so much for taking the time to get all the rubs in that we have, to get them out to everybody. Texas Pepper Jelly, Gunnar Wilhelm, some incredibly awesome knives. Barbecue News Magazine. This man right here, Arcasippy Smoke Live. Check him out Tuesday night, 7:30 with him and Mr. Hottie Toddy himself, Mr. Ronald Burns. It's been a great show. We hope to see everybody, Lord willing, next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Until then, as we always say, have a lot of fun and smoke on.